What's up? This your man Step, and I'm back to record, man. This is the video post when my laptop fucked up on me. But welcome to The Monster Inside. This is a crime-based visual novel that I found on Steam. And actually, funny thing, I actually found the itch.io link, but I'm gonna leave the Steam version because that's the more updated version. You know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like they're the same thing, but there are like 7 chapters in this game. Let me make sure I know how to count. Yep, seven chapters, man. We're gonna go ahead and get through them all. Uh, and I think in separate videos. So if these are long enough, they might be 7 different videos, but I don't know. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I'd had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. Goddamn, sounds like a hangover after a late Friday night. I don't know, but just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. Somebody had a very bad hangover. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Venetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. Hey man, it be like that when you're the underdog, you know what I'm saying? It was a slow month, weeks since I had any real case to work on. So I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner. Oh, that mirror over there? I don't know if you guys can see my mouse cursor, but those don't look like mirrors. Safely covered with an old bed sheet. Oh, that mirror. Alright, I got you, man. But for a black and white game, it looks good, you know? I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. I'm afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. Okay. The girl came in so quiet I nearly choked on my cigarette. That's quiet, man. I mean, I'm a quiet guy when I come around people, you know, like sneaky, but god damn, to make somebody choke on their cigarette. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Calm down now, sit and talk slow. Yeah, what can I help you with? You ever hear knocking first? You ever hear knocking first? I could have been in here reading my magazine. Calm down now, sit and talk slow. Let's go with that. Okay, thanks. It's just no one to listen to me. Well, I mean, if you keep not knocking on people's doors, you're gonna have people like that. Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Damn, man. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park. That's weird. So he's missing, his wife's dead, his mistress is still alive. I don't know, something a little fishy about that. You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him. No one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Case looks pretty simple to me. You know, I gotta say that, man. Well, Mr. Jack. You can just call me Jack. Yeah, baby. Call me Jack the Ripper. How about that? Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been this one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised his poor little girl a lot of things. Yep, jewelry, whole lot of sex, travel the world, get her out of that muck hole she was in. You know what I'm saying, how these guys do. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to break him on charges. You got to prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they are in too much of a hurry. Obviously, I think they're in too much of a hurry. I don't know. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets, probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. Hey, especially when it depends on the time period, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom, don't you worry. I guess I can help. Let me stop acting like I don't believe her, which I don't, but Let me stop trying to get on her ass and let me like act like I'm, curious to find out what happened to this man. Oh, thanks, Mr. Jack. Thank you, Jack. But please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. A beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jaw your elbow on a hard corner. That hurts, man. You ever did that and it hits like a specific nerve that tingles and it never goes away? Man, that shit hurts. Not a word many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, all right. They just got better at hiding. Control like vampires. You guys didn't know that, huh? Vampires are real. They just know how to hide. You believe what you want to believe. There are seemingly urges, but I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself. Wait a minute. Are monsters real in this game? Like werewolves, vampires, and scarecrows and shit? Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it. Don't you worry. Leave the detective work to me. Let's not jump to conclusion. Yeah, let's do that. How about we not say things and just keep our mouths shut for the sake of just being, safe? I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? I got a lot of paperwork and whiskey here. I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. Well, I mean, it was the only damn choice, so what? And I'm guessing that based on what you choose throughout the dialogue, it all adds up to like one big choice. You know what I'm saying? Which just happened. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I wanted her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw something suspicious. I'd be right over. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Oh, next chapter. Damn, that was easy. Well, it might not be 7 videos. It might be like maybe a couple or maybe 3. I don't know. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. Like this piece of paper with a shopping list on it, or a chewed up pencil eraser, You gotta be mindful about the little details, man. You never know what they could mean. I like this game, just saying. A knack, more of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check. But for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. What the hell are you, a werewolf? It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. Oh shit now. Somebody got raped. A strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation, or maybe, I know trepidation, one of those big ass words, or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world, Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. Pushing the thought up from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Alright. I'm glad that it's a little bit of point and click and not just me reading a lot, you know what I'm saying? Cause that could get boring pretty damn fast. There's a clock. So this game must have like monsters in it. It's not just a noir, if that's how you said, a noir crime game. I'm guessing that it's like a Wolf Among Us, you know what I'm saying? Or The Wolf Among Us, whatever you say it. Like the crime werewolf dude and shit like that. I want to say it's like that. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. That's a burn mark? That looked like fucking claw marks, man. What are you talking about? This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. So there are monsters in this game. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. I don't know, man. But I was no stranger to the strange, man. Alright. How about we investigate whatever the hell this is? Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of carcanos. I don't. Got me, man. I'm not with all that super fancy, expensive shit. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there. I'm more of a Vans kind of dude. Jordans. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. That's one hell of a metaphor. Like real shit. Next chapter, man. Let's go. I'm really liking this, man. 10.5 minutes in. The next morning I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what did you find? Big ass burn mark from the ancient gods and muddy footprints. Well, I got some good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural was at place. Might be right to worry about monster. Found a spells mark. All right, so we could either be subtle or what's the word I'm looking for? We could be very, very discreet. I guess that's the word you can say, and say he's still alive, man. Don't worry. Or we could say that there's something unnatural. Or we could just be flat out and say, hey, I found some shit on a tree. You know what I'm saying? It looks like claw marks. Damn. I'm gonna say the middle one. Cause I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be anything. Who knows? Unnatural. How do you mean? A spells mark. Rarely seen these days, but unmistakable. I can't give you details, but I'm looking into it. Oh man. See, this dude said that he's familiar with shit like that, but I don't know. I don't know. So I could say it was a spells mark, but it could fuck around and just be like a coffee burn on the tree. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Or maybe a birthmark. Maybe a tree's birthmark. I don't know. But he says he knows, so. Nah. I can't give you details, but I'm looking into it. Man. No, I'm just gonna fuck it. Whatever. What does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? Found his footprint. Seemed like he got out safely. There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. There were signs he was seen. He was at the scene. Can't really say those were his footprints, but who knows, man. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. This dude is a serious ass alcoholic. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? I don't know. I didn't see the news. What happened? What news? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know. This kind of reminds me of a game that I played some time back. It was where I played as a moose and I had to find this giraffe girl, a flamingo girl, or something like that. I forgot. It was an animal game, but a noir crime-based game. You know what I'm saying? Haven't you heard? I think I'm saying that wrong. Is it noir or is it noir? I don't know. No, it's noir because LA Noir, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but maybe you should tell me what you know. No, rough night followed by a rough morning. How about that? They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They said it happened last night. Damn, everybody's dying, yo. Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too? Might be alien abductions. Kind of like the last game that I played. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. What can I do? It's not like I got all the answers in my handy-dandy notebook. You know what I'm saying? That night after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Next chapter, man. I think this is chapter 4. I don't know. This is actually getting very damn good, man. And I think I'm going to go ahead and finish all the chapters in this video. The cold air smells strongly of salt and oil. And what? Could it be? That smell again, like someone that bought a pure arousal and used it as perfume. Sound like some shit Medusa would do, man. It hit me like a long forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I know exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. So he might know what's going on. He might know who this person, this murderer is. You know what I'm saying? I looked down at my hands shaking, the nightmares, the headaches. No, I was better now, reformed. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions, follow the evidence. Alright, so we got 1, we got 2. That's it. So it is pretty much like two evidence scenes in each spot. We're gonna start with this one. Red Phoenix cigarettes, same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. Yeah, this very much reminds me. I wouldn't be surprised if this is made by the same person who made that last game. You know, because the Moose guy, the Moose detective we were using, shitty cigarette brands, alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? People disappearing and shit. Except in that game, it was aliens. You know, so whatever. I don't know. There, just there, the smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. See, you gotta watch that shit, man. The smallest little details can lead you to the biggest of surprises. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I mean, this just might be the 70s, man. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. Next chapter, man, chapter 5. This shit's getting interesting, like real shit. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently, I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. You sure it's not the air on your, the aroma of your cigarettes? It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire day? That's what alcohol does to you. That and a lot of cigarettes, you know? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. See, when you get to that point, you gotta slow down, man. Even if you're a badass detective, that shit ain't good for your work or your life. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Breaking. Mayor missing. Wife found dead. Damn! 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. 4, that's a damn religious thing, man. A sacrifice ritual. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back 3 days worth of inhibitor pills. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. Jack, where are you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. You know, I just woke up from a badass club night by myself. I'm sorry, Lily, but I don't have time to talk. I have to go. I've been just busy. I'm off to Mrs. Vanetti's crime scene. I gotta go. Can't really tell it too much. Because you're a cop, you gotta kind of leave things, you know, enclosed. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. Can't let a victim or a potential, you know, suspect in on too many, you know, details. She gave me a soft kiss on a goddamn. See, that's where it all starts, man. These damn suspects, these little ass innocent girls be kissing you on the cheek, and next thing you know, you drinking whiskey and you got your thumb in their butt. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. Chapter 6, man. We got a couple more. This shit's getting interesting. Let's see. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash and the evidence. Investigate the scene. So we got 1, 2. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 3rd. No, there's not. Let's try the car. Vanetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make any sense. He's inside, that's why. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high. My bet was edging towards the unthinkable. Aliens. Or religion. I don't know. Anything. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. Because the dumpster is too easy of a hiding spot. Anybody could do that. They're better than that. That's why. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Benetti was a crook, but this was unbelievable. And there was more letters between Mayor Benetti and Chief Amato talking about me. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes, but they're dead now. So now you're trying to help them. But what? It's funny how the dirty work turned around and karma got their ass and now they're dead. You know what I'm saying? Crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this. As I searched around for anything that might assuage my fears, I don't know what the hell that says. I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on a weak wield. A weapon I knew all too well. Thought it had been many years since I had used it. What, sex? Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was performed. But the nightmares. I feel like this dude is a werewolf or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And like he's taking these pills to kind of suppress his urge to transform. Kind of like a wolf among us. I don't know. But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses. I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch though. My watch. What? Don't tell me this dude, like all his blackouts and shit, were him actually committing these crimes, yo. That now that I think about it, that doesn't fall short of, you know, possible. You know what I'm saying? How long have my wrist been bare? Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office. Hadn't I? I don't know. Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. So I ran. Next chapter. Last chapter, man. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. Oh, you gonna move the thing? But Lily was still there waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. I did. Me. My own ghost. Come back to haunt me from the past. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she had when she first came to my office. A beautiful purple dress. We found purple fabric. Odd that I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. What? My chair caught my fall as my knee. We found purple fabric at the dock. And now she has a torn purple dress, so somebody's guilty. Either she's guilty or we're guilty. Or maybe we're both caught up in it. Or maybe she framed us. It was you. You're the monster. Suck it. Ah. Oh, Jack. We're one of the same, you and I. We're both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation. Those pills you take only make you dull. I knew it. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures as you have, Incubus. Those men were probably dead too now, I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. So you've done all this just to wake me up. You could say that. Though it seemed enough just to have you doubt yourself. You believe you were still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch, messed with my head. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone. Now they're gone. How karma's a bitch, am I right? I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Oh, please, oh, she did kill those women, too, their wives. Oh, please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasures of the flesh. But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed I've harvested from those awful men and plant it among the fertile masses for me. I'm tired of draining my levels just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. How do you do that when, from what I understand, succubus are like insatiable to sex. You can't have kids with them. That maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, make sure she was looking my direction. Oh, the mirror. Why? I thought that was Medusa. I don't know. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of my wrist, skirt, I whipped the old bed sheet off the corner window mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful monstrous scream. Trap. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror. Adios, muchachas. And fired. Oh, that was dope, man. I do like that game. Now, mind you, I wasn't that surprised at the like whole ending. You know, more from Random Seas, Lacuna time frame. Might have to check them out, man. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't that surprised at the ending as like some games where I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in this one, it was kind of obvious. You know what I'm saying? I mean, cause at first I thought like, you know, maybe it was just like some kind of like deeper meaning, like some like ritualistic like religion thing, or maybe aliens or some shit going on. But then I started to think about, you know, A Wolf Among Us and like how you use a wolf, and then like it's deeper than that. Maybe it's like Medusa or somebody, you know, doing all the stuff. And then like then I started thinking about how he was blacking out a lot. Come to realize that he might have been like the murderer or some shit. But then turns out he was framed, and then yada yada, succubus, and we killed it. It was a dope ass game. I liked it. I'm actually glad that it was only 27 minutes long, man. I didn't want to do 7 different videos on this game. I mean, I was gonna do it, but that would have been milking the damn series. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that it was long enough to make a good story with a, you know, a few good features in there. The point and click, you know, added a bit of, you know, interaction with it. The black and white noir style was actually very dope with the music. Very dope ass touch, man. And the fact that it was just how long it was, you know. Granted, my dialogue, sorry. But yeah, it was just a dope game. I liked it, man, no doubt. I might try check out these games as well, see what they got going on. And yeah, try the game out yourself if you want to, you know, get a bit of the story in your own. You know what I'm saying? Maybe try the other dialogue choices. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.